Welcome to the show, the Fly Degenerates Pick Show, where we pick 3 games against the spread, one 1-point pick, one 2-point pick, one 3-point pick. However, regular season has ended, and we have crowned a regular season champion.
You want to crown him? Crown his ass.
Is this your king?
With a unbelievable 32-22 record for the season. Word Life. Well done, sir. 63 points, 32-22 on the season. And right behind, although struggling the last couple of weeks, Flex has fallen below 500, unfortunately, with a 25-29 record for the season and 52 points overall. Second place. And then really trailing up the rear. Pause. I'm in last place. A disgusting, despicable 21-33. Almost the reverse of your 32-22. I'm 21-33 against the spread with 43 points. But it's all about the playoffs now.
Right.
We will be changing up the format rather than going different point picks every week. We will pick every game each week of the playoffs, each round, and we will tier the points, beginning with all 1-point picks this round. Next round will be all 2-point picks the following round. Championship Sunday, all 3-point picks, and then the Super Bowl will be a 4-point pick. So all hope is not lost for you, Flex. The comeback is still possible.
It's like when the Giants, when the Giants, what they were, 8-8, and they rolled into the playoffs.
Yeah,
there you go, Cinderella story. And so we will pick every game individually, one at a time, and we'll just go in order. We'll keep it off of last week's results. Word Life with 7 points last week to close out the final week of the season. So, beginning with Seattle Seahawks, I guess they're what seed are they? The 6th seed?
We got to put all this stuff
7.
up.
They're 7?
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't even go over the seeds because this shit with the 1 bye, and I still haven't.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know,
shit.
because 1 hasn't played, so obviously I think that's the
Yeah. So Seattle Seahawks as a wild card going into San Francisco, 9.5-point dogs. Word Life, who will you be taking with the Seahawks going into San Francisco as 9.5-point dogs?
Do we have any information on this game, like injuries or anything?
The Seattle Seahawks,
Brock Purdy.
I don't know. No, I don't have any information.
All right. So what do I know about this? Okay, so Seattle's been hot as of late, right? Running the ball well. Walker looks good. San Fran's defense is still as stellar as it was mid-season. 9.5. Oof. Like I don't know if I'm alone here, but like I want to see Geno win, right? Like, am I the only one here that likes Geno's success story?
What?
Am I the only one that likes Geno's success story?
Are you familiar with my resume?
Yes, I'm just saying. So that kind of persuades me to keep Seattle close, but they haven't. Like, they've been playing well at the end, but even when they're playing well, it's like it's not the same Seattle Seahawks we saw earlier in the season. So I could definitely see the San Fran beating them 1.5. But I'm gonna give Geno the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say they keep it close. I'm gonna say they keep it within the 7-8 range. So I'm gonna go Seattle there.
All right. Word Life taking Seattle plus the 9.5. And Flex, how do you see this game going?
I don't know, because I'm partial, because on one hand, like I did it where during the Jets when they went to the playoffs and they faced the Patriots. They had beat them twice, and it's always like, no, they're not gonna beat them 3 times. They're not gonna beat them 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So that always sticks in my head. It is hard to beat a team 3 times. I don't know how many times it's happened in history anyway. But I don't know, man. I just think that the 49ers are going in the right direction. I know they gave up, last week it started off close against the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Last week?
Yeah, they played the Cardinals, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They looked a little bit shaky in the beginning. I think they're gonna get it done. It's like everything is clicking in terms of the offense. That defense is sick. D'Amico Ryans gonna be a head coach. Seems like this offseason. I don't know, man. I think the defense is where the game it wins me over, and I'm gonna pick the 49ers to pull this out. Big victory. I know it's a big spread, but I think they just throw that big number so that you think the Seahawks have a chance.
Taking the Niners, giving the 9.5. I hear what you're saying. I'm going to keep it simple. This is my Brock Purdy pick. I just can't take Brock. I can't take Brock Purdy given 9.5. I think Kyle Shanahan is a good coach, but so is Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has shown that he can coach playoff teams. He has just as much, if not more, playoff experience than Kyle Shanahan. Geno doesn't have any playoff experience, but I think as a veteran quarterback, he can do enough to cover the 9.5. So moving on to the second game on Saturday, the Chargers going into Jacksonville. However, they are the road favorites, giving 2.5 points against the Duval County Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a tough pick for me. I'm actually very excited to see this game, but man, I think there might be some Trevor Lawrence magic. I think that this game is going to come down to I think both quarterbacks are good. I would take Herbert over Lawrence at this moment, but I'm taking Peterson over Staley. That's my main reason why I'm going to take the Jags. I don't know if they'll win. I wouldn't be shocked if they won, but I think they'll keep it close. I think they're at home, and my year-long resume tells you that I don't think much of Brandon Staley. So I'm going to take the Jags. I'm going to take the points at home. Flex, what are your thoughts on the Chargers going into Jacksonville?
I agree with you on the Brandon Staley point. I've been a long time non-supporter of Brandon Staley. I think he's just lucky he has such a talented team that kind of covers up all his warts. That being said, Jacksonville's a young team. I'm not sure. I guess Christian Kirk was in the playoffs. I'm not sure how much playoff experience they have on that side. I know Doug Peterson does have it. I'm not sure that game kind of worried me last week against the Titans. There was pressure on there, and any other team beats them. Any other quarterback beats them last week. I think Justin Herbert pulls it off, and I think with Joey Bosa back. You know what I'm saying? I just think they're getting healthy at the right time, and I think it's going to be a little bit overwhelming for Jacksonville, a young team to come through in the playoffs. So give me the Chargers as much as I am hesitant to do so with Staley at the helm. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah.
Word Life, what are your thoughts on Chargers Jags?
I'm going to agree with you, my brother H, for the second game in a row. I'm going to go Jags. Away, they're home. Chargers defense, I know they're getting Bosa, like my brother mentioned, but the secondary, what is that secondary besides trash, right? I haven't seen anything from them.
What is it? What is it besides trash?
So give me Jacksonville at
Humans.
home. Yeah, give me Jacksonville at home. Yeah, short and sweet. I think that I like that. I like that young athletic defense. Give me that.
And what are your thoughts on the first Sunday game? Miami Dolphins going into Orchard Park and taking on the emotional Buffalo Bills. Getting 13.5 points.
That's a lot.
Almost 2 full tutties. Well, over 2 tutties, but
Yeah, that's a lot of points, man. But I'm gonna go Bills. I'm gonna say they cover. I'm gonna say they cover. Miami's wounded. They've been limping for a while. I feel like they've been slowly bleeding out since Tua's concussion madness. I always feel like Miami's defense is better than advertised, but
It's not.
But I just give me the Bills. I think they're riding off that high. They got a point to prove. They got a lot of frustration to let out, and Miami's gonna be the punching bag.
Flex, what are your thoughts on your NFC East division rivals matchup in the playoffs? The Miami Dolphins getting 13.5 going into Buffalo.
I agree with pretty much everything my brother Cheek said. I mean, we saw what they did. I feel like they're on a mission, and they were on a mission to begin the season. And I think that the whole situation, the last couple of weeks, that's only going to make them a closer team. We saw what they did to the Patriots last year in the playoffs. When they get it, they're not going to be playing around, and they're not going to take their foot off the gas, because I think they're trying to prove a point. And Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater, it doesn't matter which quarterback starts there. We saw how terrible they looked against the Jets last week. Granted, I know it's a decent defense, but that offense, I just can't see that. I can't see that offense putting up any serious amount of points, and that defense, I don't see them, buckling down against this Josh Allen and this juggernaut. So give me the Bills, even though it's a lot. I don't think it's enough. Give me the Bills.
Taking the Bills, given the 13.5. 13.5 is a lot of points, man.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of points.
A lot.
Yeesh. Skylar Thompson. Give me Skylar Thompson.
Nice.
Give me Skylar Thompson. I'm going to take Skylar Thompson. I'm going to take the 13.5 going into Buffalo. I mean, I don't think the Dolphins have any shot to win, but I just can't give 13.5 points to really anybody. I don't really have any kind of explanation as to how I think that Miami can win. I don't think their defense is very good. I obviously don't think their quarterback situation is very good. But the only thing I will kind of rest my hopes on is the fact that although Skylar Thompson has not shown us anything last week or in really any of his regular season gameplay, had a decent preseason. Maybe he can harken back to some of the things that brought him some success in the preseason, and maybe they can figure out a way to at least score a couple points. I think that they at least proved last week that they could run the ball. If they can get that kind of running performance out of Mostert, maybe they can keep it somewhat close, at least close to a one-possession game. It's just a lot of points. I think maybe they can backdoor it, or maybe they can just kind of trail the whole game. But I'm going to take Miami. I'll take those points.
Nice.
And for the next game, the 4 o'clock Sunday game, the spot that Mr. Kirk Cousins doesn't really like. New York Giants going to Minnesota and taking on the Vikings. I think my New York biases are getting the best of me, but I think in a bad way, because I'm in New York, and I feel like everybody is convinced the Giants are going to win. And I think they can win, but I don't think it's as simple as, oh, well, we should have beat them last time. They needed a 60-yard field goal, so that means we're going to win the playoff game. That's
That
not how the
always works.
NFL works. I mean, maybe that's how it works in Giants fans' heads. You know, they want to try to explain it away, but I think the Giants have had a great season. I think they've had a very impressive season. I think that every single week they surprise me, they impress me. But despite this Minnesota team's point differential, despite the fact that they haven't really been super impressive, they keep figuring out a way to win these games. They're only given 3 points at home in a playoff game. I don't trust Kirk Cousins, but I feel like I said this before and it's burned me, but this is just how I feel. I just feel like this is not the season for the Giants run. This is still an infant Giants squad. This is still I think that this will be the beginning. This will be the, kind of like when you look back to this iteration of the Giants, this Dable Jones Giants, you'll look back at this season as their kind of, the stepping stone, the foundation, but I don't think that it's going to come with a win, with a playoff win on the road. So I'm going to take Minnesota, and I'm going to give the 3 or 3.5 if that's how we're going to do it. And I just think that this is the year that Minnesota I don't think they're going anywhere, but I think that they're good enough. They have enough playmakers, and Kirk Cousins playing well enough that they could win a home playoff game and justify Kirk Cousins' time in Minnesota. So that's where I'm going with. Flex, how do you see the New York Giants going into Minnesota and taking on the Vikings?
Well, the Giants beat the Packers, and the Packers beat the Vikings. So that means that the Giants are going to beat the Vikings.
Obviously.
Right? Nah, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I know what you're saying, H, because it does seem like everybody kind of expects the Giants to win. I understand it, but the whole season has been about the Vikings not being good, and they keep winning games. You know what I'm saying? I know the defense isn't good, but once teams get into the red zone, they allow a lot of points, a lot of yards in the middle. But once they get into the red zone, man, if you're not scoring, if you're not scoring explosive plays on them, once you get into the red zone, they do make it tough for you. And honestly, there's not a real threat. Patrick Peterson is back there. You still got Harrison Smith back there. And the Giants aren't a team that are going to be able to exploit, the deep passing game. I know Saquon is Saquon, but I mean, I feel like that's what they're going to prepare for. And on the other side, you can't really stop Justin Jefferson unless you got Sauce Gardner on your team. And you know what I said? There's weapons there. Dalvin Cook out the backfield, all that. So give me the Vikings. I think that they're trying to convince everybody that the Giants are gonna either win this game or keep it close. I just think the Vikings, man, they've proven it all year. Once if it's gonna be a close game, I have more confidence in the Vikings pulling it out than I do with the Giants.
Okay. Well,
and Word Life, notorious, well-known Giants fan,
the biggest.
How do you see this game, and how do you dare to pick the Giants?
Well, for a shocker, I'm going to go with the New York Giants here. I think we're healthy, man. I think the Giants defense is finally full of their best players. I think our defense is our best unit. Even though, not to take away from what Daniel Jones has done this year and Saquon and Dable, but the defense is really what the unit that I think leads us quietly. We don't get a lot of publicity for our tough defense, our hard-nosed defense, but we're physical, man. I think we punch people in the mouth, and and we're healthy. We got Adoree back from that terrible decision of putting him to returning punts. We got McKinney back, our safety, who did another terrible decision and went on
Papa wheelies.
Yeah, popping wheelies with Meek Mill in Philly, and broke his hand. Or in New York now, because Meek is a New Yorker now. But yeah, I think we're gonna punch Kurt in the mouth, and you know, we're gonna keep him guessing, not knowing where the blitz is coming from. Take away the short pass, force him to throw deep, and we'll be there to bat it down and cover and beat them. So I'm going Giants.
Excellent.
They should have played. They should have played on Saturday, because then it would have been Sábado Gigantes.
Fire.
Excellent.
That was hard.
And the the final Sunday game, Sunday Night Football, Baltimore Ravens getting 9.5 points going into Cincinnati. We don't know what the status is of Lamar Jackson officially yet.
I'm not playing.
Saving yourself for the Jets next season. Word Life, how do you feel about the Baltimore Ravens against your Cincinnati Bengals?
I don't care, man. I don't care who's back there, bro. Give me Cincinnati, man. You're not a fool, but I know 9.5 is a lot. But come on, man. Since he could take it, man. Since then, I mean, who's gonna stop Cincy right now? You know, I think Cincy's probably my favorite to go to the Super Bowl right now, over the Chiefs and the Bills. I just think. I don't care if Lamar's there or not. Give me Cincy for 9.5. Big Joe Burrow supporter, MVP.
MVP Joe Burrow. Flex, how do you feel about the Ravens taking on the Bengals? Oh, the Matrix got him? Oh no, the Matrix. They froze him.
Am I
he's back. He's back.
Frozen?
No, now he's back.
He just had a quick battle with Agent Smith. He's back.
Says your connection is unstable. Anyway, I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm getting a Joe Burrow jersey. It should be in the mail. It's leaving Jamaica, Queens, right now. So it should be in time. Should be here in time for game time. So with that said, give me the Cincinnati Bengals to cover that spread. I think they're an angry team too. I think they might feel slighted that, over what happened against the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens are not a good team without Lamar Jackson. They're barely a good team with Lamar Jackson. And they're signing linebackers. They're signing linebackers to $20 million a year. I don't know what's going on over there. It's just a mess. If it's Huntley, it doesn't matter. If it's Anthony Brown, doesn't matter. I honestly, the only way they would cover this game is if Lamar Jackson made a miraculous recovery, and that's not happening. Give me the Bengals all day.
Taking the Bengals, giving 9.5. I'm taking the Ravens. Taking the Ravens. I think the Ravens defense has improved. Once again, I'm not giving 9.5 points. And side note, I have a little bit of a beef with the Bengals and Joe Burrow. I was heavy on Joe Burrow to begin the season. I got a lot of Joe Burrow futures. I thought he was going to have a good year. I like Joe Burrow. I think he's a good player, but I'm a little nauseated with all the Bengals Joe Burrow love. It's overflowed in my cup, and now I've got to go heel turn, and I say fuck Joe Burrow, fuck the Bengals, and I hope they lose. And I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take the Ravens because I don't like this whole Bengals love affair story that's going on. I didn't like how all of the fucking Bengals fans came out of the woodwork last year. All of a sudden, they were everybody's favorite team. I was sickened by it, and now it's just further gotten worse this year. I've had enough. I hope the Ravens win, but I do honestly believe that they can cover. I don't have much faith in what their quarterback situation is, but I think their defense is improved, and I'm just going to root like hell against them. That's just where I am at this moment. And then the Monday night game, the final game of Wild Card Weekend.
Forgot about that.
The marquee game. I mean, we know who I'm picking, obviously, right? You know I'm taking the Bucs and taking the points at home just because I'm not going to go against Tom Brady in the playoffs, especially against Flex's league MVP, Dak Prescott.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous characterization of what I said.
That's what you said last week. That's what you said. Daniel Jones. Come on, give me Dak Prescott. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucs. The Bucs have just been a disaster this year, but I got to take my guy Brady. I actually do think that the Bucs. I don't want to fool myself into thinking that they're going to go on some kind of run. I don't believe that, but I do believe that they are playing better. They're playing better now than they have all season long, and I think.
Much.
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
Oh, my fault.
I think that the most important thing is that I can't get behind these Cowboys have just looked so flimsy the last couple of weeks. Talk about finishing the season poorly. I don't trust Mike McCarthy. I don't trust Dak Prescott. Maybe they win, but I'm not going to bet against Brady, especially not taking the Cowboys. That's just me. Flex, what are your thoughts on the Cowboys and the Bucs?
Yeah, the Cowboys are popcorn muscles. They're big and bad when everything is going right. When they're in the dome or the season, there's nothing on the line. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with everything you said, H. I'm hesitant to do so only because I've seen this team. And I've seen how Todd Bowles coaches when it's crunch time and when there's something big on the line. But
when has Todd Bowles coached with something big on the line? Just that one Buffalo game? That's it?
Yeah, well, that's all I need. That's all I've seen. One of one, or 0 for 1. But I don't know. It's hard to bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs. I know it's hard enough to bet against him in the regular season. When you're going to get into trouble if you bet against him in the playoffs. We've seen him take bad teams further than this before, and I can't bet against him, man. I can't see him going out like a chump. Not that he ever would be, given his history, but he's not going to let this sorry, especially Dallas Cowboys, he's not going to let them be talking about how they beat Tom Brady. Give me the Bucs. 2-point victory or 1-point victory is going to be close. It might come down to a missed field goal by the Dallas Cowboys because that's how they do things, or an interception from Dak Prescott in crunch time. Give me the Buccaneers. Give me Tom. Don't give me the Buccaneers. Give me Tom Brady.
Well, that's 3 in a row, guys, because I'm going Tampa Bay also. I don't. Dallas defense, right? That's what that's what they're hanging their hat on. The defense to win it. But your whole team's gonna have to show up. And I see Tampa's whole team showing up before I see that Dak Prescott showing up. So, give me Tampa Bay, man. At home, 2.5. Look Dak to melt. Melt in the clutch moments, and watch and Brady do the complete opposite. So, give me Tampa.